The Whitworth Hall, with seating for over 1,000, is used for large gatherings and university ceremonials, such as the conferment of degrees. The degree ceremony opens with a procession led by 2 students carrying wands with lictors' badges. These badges were presented to the university in 1926 by Thomas Brown and Sons. The serpent is the crest of the Duke of Devonshire, the first president of Owens College. The rising sun is pure symbolism for growing enlightenment, leading to the Latin inscription Arduus ad solem, striving to the sun. An alternative northern translation might be, you don't get out for nout. The Latin inscription on the other badge is Honestas optima politia. Honesty is the best policy. The group following the leaders consists of representatives from the Committee of Convocation, teaching and administrative staff of the university, and heads of halls of residence. Convocation is the body of university graduates and current academic staff. A second group, led by student stewards carrying wands, follows with representatives from Court, the supreme governing body of the university, and Senate, the academic body responsible for exams, teaching and research. Also in this group are the academics who will present the graduands for their awards. Next in the procession comes a student bearing the mace, which is made of solid silver. The main body of the head is decorated in applied gold, with the arms of the university. Of the former Victoria University, Owens College Manchester, University College Liverpool and Yorkshire College Leeds, and the City of Manchester. Busy bees, a feature of the crest of the Manchester City Arms, and the double rose, representing the Union of Lancaster and York, are also applied in gold. The serpent from the Duke of Devonshire's arms completes Mr. Leslie Durbin's design of the mace. The mace bearer leads the Vice-Chancellor, or one of the Pro-Vice-Chancellors, who is the presiding officer of the ceremony and who will present the degrees on behalf of the university. The procession is completed by the registrar, or his representative. All the students taking part in the procession are volunteers from the university student body. The ceremony closes with the Latin quotation Salva sit universitas, nostra Mancuniensis, hoc precantis consugamus, which translates to, Long live our University of Manchester. So saying, let us stand.
Can I start by saying welcome to you all, a very warm welcome. We're very pleased to see you, and I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Those of you who have spent the last 3 or 4 years in this university, representing, as it does to us, the culture of higher education in the UK, have possibly witnessed and been part of the early stages of profound changes in the nature of institutions such as this one. Manchester is one of the great universities of the United Kingdom. It has an enviable reputation around the world for its achievements in research. It takes great pride in its attention to good teaching and the welfare of its students. In Britain, it is regarded as a bastion of good higher education. It must retain and enhance that position in the future, and like other institutions of a similar nature, must ponder deeply upon the consequences of rapidly changing political, social, and technological environments. I would like to speculate with you about some of the things that might happen in the future. Of course, we don't know what changes will occur, but we try to read the signs in order that we might better prepare ourselves for the developments and perhaps, by anticipating them, have some part in bringing them about. Perhaps it was possible 20 years ago to foresee the growth of computing power available to individuals at widely affordable prices. But I wonder how many of us could have predicted the accompanying development of electronic means of communication now available to individuals. And perhaps this is just the beginning. Perhaps the present state of multimedia development, of communication networks, and through these facilities, of new methods of learning are just the seeds which will in time represent the birth of a whole new formation of education. Suppose we put that thought alongside the probable expansion in higher education. It seems likely that after the present pause in the growth of undergraduate student numbers, these numbers will continue to increase. One can see at least 2 reasons why this should happen. Firstly, there is the increasing demand for places, supported by a worldwide perception that a university degree is becoming a good idea to compete for a job. And secondly, it seems probable that as a nation, we must have an increasing proportion of our young people being educated to this level in order that we might remain internationally competitive. Additionally, continuing education, lifelong learning, is likely to grow in a similar way. You might be surprised to know that in this university alone, where we have about 18,000 undergraduate and graduate students, we also have 76,000 students visiting the university for continuing education. Increase that figure to include all 130 or so universities in the UK, and it is a very significant figure indeed. Perhaps our universities will become more important as sources of enlightenment for the regions they serve. These were the kinds of words which were used when our great civic universities were first created. Now the question arises, how are the universities going to cope with this increasing demand should it come about? For some years now, as a matter of deliberate and declared government policy, the cost, the unit cost, that is, the money provided by central government to educate each student, has been falling and will continue to do so. We feel confident about that. At the moment, both the grant and the fees are static. This probably means that as the number of students rises, the universities will not be able to match that rise with increases in staff to maintain anything like the present ratio of students to staff. In 10, 15, 20 years' time, then perhaps we might not be looking at student-staff ratios approaching 20, which is our present concern, but at ratios of 40 or 50, which are already common enough, by the way, in many of the universities of Southeast and Northeast Asia. However, if an expansion in student numbers occurs at the same time as the development of communication technology, then perhaps the problem created by one will be solved by use of the other. Perhaps, therefore, we should be looking forward to the day when a student simply taps the keys of his computer terminal to be provided with the illustrated lectures he requires. And those lectures might not come from within his university. Those lectures could come from anywhere in the world. If the best module on the English novel happens to come from a scholar in Australia, then that is the lecture course he might like to follow. This suggests that academics might be competing to get their lectures onto the national and international networks. There will be competition to produce best quality of learning material. We are presently examined by outside bodies for the quality of our teaching. I wouldn't be surprised if in future we may be judged by the quality of learning in our institutions. If this kind of change takes place, the question might arise, do we need university communities all living and working together on a campus? I think we probably will, because if we continue to have full-time higher education, then students will probably need the stimulus and support of companions and tutors along the way, although it does seem that every institution might acquire some of the characteristics of the Open University. However, we might not require enormous lecture theatres. And if the financial position of students continues to deteriorate, as seems likely, how will they survive? Now, there's no doubt in my mind that for many of you graduating today, severe financial problems have added a very worrying and distressing burden, and this is a matter of great concern to the universities. I think it's to your great credit that you've had the fortitude to carry this extra problem and have still succeeded in your studies. Perhaps the answer to the financial problem lies in the freedom, or will lie in the freedom of students to graduate in their own time, to take account of the necessity to earn money to help fund their passage. Now, that wouldn't be anything new. It happens in plenty of places around the world already. In the UK, our universities are presently determined to remain true to their belief that teaching and research go hand in hand, both conducted by the same people. It seems that research will always be academic labor intensive, but perhaps with high student-staff ratios, the teaching and the teaching to learn responsibilities will also become intensive for the relatively small number of academic staff involved. As a result of that, research and teaching might become separated, perhaps into different institutions, teaching universities and research universities, or maybe research institutes. After all, this would seem to fit well enough with the ever-increasing pressure from the government to put research funding into a small number of universities. Even now, for 95-96, 60% of government research funding will go to only 15 of the 130 universities, and 75% will be spent by 26 universities. Now, the chances are that these musings about the future will prove to be all wrong, but I think there are a few things we can be pretty sure about. Student numbers in full-time education, in part-time education, and in continuing education will continue to go up. Those students will have to find a way to survive financially, and at a time when some of our better endowed schools are providing laptop computers for all their pupils, I do feel that we should be thinking very hard about the future shape of things. I think we should be allowed to be occasionally sad about the necessity for change, but we're certainly not allowed to be gloomy about it. The more we think, the more clear will the challenge become, and perhaps more vigorous will be our response. Now, can I express the university's congratulations to all the graduates here today, to thank their parents, relatives and friends for all the help and support they've contributed to the success of the graduands, and to wish the graduands very good fortune, particularly when it comes to getting a job. After you leave, your continuing support for this place is vitally important to the university. Its national and international reputation can be greatly enhanced by the professional performance of its graduates, by the influence of their goodwill towards it, and by their recommendation to prospective students that Manchester is a good place to come. Finally, can I urge you to remember that the University of Manchester will always welcome you back. Thank you.
Mr. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Nicholas John Collett.
Congratulations.
Zhao Duke.
Many congratulations.
Margaret Kathleen Hogg.
Hello. Hi. Congratulations.
Christopher Patrick Holland.
Well done. Congratulations.
Hassan Hussein Kaplan.
Congratulations to you.
John Hack Kim.
Many congratulations. All the best.
Xavier Reynoso.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
And for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Omar Farouk Al-Saili.
Well done. End of the line.
Kamran Amrabeg.
Hello.
Alison Margaret
Before.
Fielding.
Great.
Leslie Simon Golding. Kevin Andrew Hart.
Well done, Kevin Andrew.
Francois Farry Korendi.
Well done. Congratulations.
Michael Kyriakides.
Thank you. Well done, Michael. Thank you very much.
Michaela Ann Lai.
Congratulations.
Jaideep Singh Mehta.
Hello. Well done.
Jothamani Muniandi.
Well done.
Rajadoria Mutan.
Congratulations.
David Edward Povell.
Congratulations, David Edward.
Koljit Rana.
Well done.
Andrew John Seed.
Well done, Andrew John.
Thank you. Thanks.
Amitabh Sharma.
You look very happy. Congratulations.
Georgia Statopoulou.
Well done.
Dimitris Doriminos.
special plaque.
Neachum Tam.
Congratulations.
Xu Jen Tran. Andrew David Wardle.
Congratulations.
Richard Weber.
Congratulations, Richard. Thank you.
Mark Wilson.
Well done, Mark.
Robert Edwin Woodburn.
Well done.
Paniotis Andrea Agapu.
Smile.
Ken Savitri Ambasari.
Well done.
Marina Angusani.
Marina, congratulations.
Tim Alstrup.
Well done.
Dana Ao Mamito.
Congratulations.
Jean-Christophe Barlong.
Well done.
Bridget Frances Maureen Brooks.
Many congratulations.
Martin Anthony Burke.
Well done.
Pei-Ling Chang.
Congratulations.
Xu Chen Chuang.
Well done.
Fernando Cuadra.
Well done.
Heather Davies.
Congratulations.
Christopher Drage. Jeffrey John Eager.
Congratulations.
John Andreas Aldi.
Congratulations.
Reka Fodor.
Well done.
Constantine Theodore Giannakopoulos. Gianna Coppola.
I think the claps for him as well.
John-Louis Gurney.
Well done.
Kaniatotis Hatziplice.
Congratulations.
Jeremy Alexander Hazeldine.
Well done.
Kennedy Hendershot.
Congratulations.
Roger Granville Hess.
Many congratulations.
Kenji Kamanaga.
Congratulations.
Stephen Henry Kelly.
Stephen Henry. Well done. Stephen Henry.
Rick Cock.
Congratulations.
Yanis Kongolidis.
You're all very popular, aren't you?
Nobuhiro Koyasu.
That's the most sprightly today.
Dennis Lamassoff.
Congratulations.
Lisa Lang Lazelle.
Well done.
Shang Hoon Lee.
Congratulations.
Emma Elizabeth Marshall.
Fine. Well done.
Siti Zauya Modessa.
Congratulations.
Carol Yetwa Mui.
Lovely smile. Well done.
Hideo Nomura. Madupi Agundi.
Well done.
Trudy Ormond. Wing Chun Pak.
Well done.
Maria Papo.
Congratulations.
Michael Hunter Pearson.
Well done.
Catherine Mary Powell.
Congratulations, Catherine Mary.
Rafat Akbar Rahmani.
Well done. Thank you very much.
Jonathan Stewart Ross. Jan Gerald Schellenberger.
Congratulations.
Andrea Shearer.
Well done. Thank you.
Amanullah Sheikh. Simon Anthony Short.
Getting tired.
What?
Must be getting tired.
I'll try the other hand a minute. Well done.
Christopher Charles Tay.
Congratulations.
Wan Fang Tung.
Well done.
Robert Rahomi.
Congratulations.
Paul White.
Well done.
John Clive William Williams.
Well done.
And for the degree of Master of Business Administration in the Faculty of Business Administration and UMIST, I present Louise Ann Bennett.
It's a good cheer. Congratulations, Louise Ann.
David Edmund Crawford Bowie.
Well done. That's it.
Kevin Martin Boyle.
Congratulations.
Timothy Joseph Boussery.
Congratulations.
David Barry Charles Cartwright.
Well done.
John Barry Coldwell.
Well done.
Gavin Mark Goodwin. Stephen Michael Havers.
Well done.
Leslie Sarah Hill.
Well done. Congratulations.
David Cameron Jackson.
Hello.
That's the hand.
Christopher J.
You're a course
Goose.
assurer, I think.
Yeah, I might have all. Many congratulations.
Very much.
Gillian Ann Morell.
Well done. Congratulations.
Alan Lowell Charville.
Many congratulations.
Mandy Shilton.
You're clapping them, are you? You're clapping them. No, clapping.
Margaret Frances Wilson.
Congratulations.
Tony Agarwal. Sunil Barjas.
Congratulations.
Brian Michael Beattie.
Congratulations.
Richard Bourne. Sorry about that.
Many congratulations.
Philip Stephen Dodd.
Well done.
Tim Philip Dogood.
Congratulations.
Barbara Marina Nicoletta Gurley.
Many congratulations.
Mark Hattersley.
Well done.
Peter Maitland Hislop.
Congratulations. Many congratulations.
Hakan Akbar Malik.
Well done.
Paul Edward McGuirk.
Congratulations.
Simon Jonathan Nelson.
Quick thinking, huh?
Paul Reginald Noel.
Congratulations.
David Llewellyn Palser.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Eileen Rita Powell.
Hello.
Marjorie Smythe. And
Congratulations.
David Leslie Taylor.
Well done.
Mr. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you, for the degree of Master of Arts in the Faculty of Arts, Nicholas Gresham Dodd.
Congratulations, Nicholas.
And for the degree of Master of Arts, under the aegis of the Board for Continuing Education, Christine Thompson. And for the degree of Master of Science, under the aegis of the Board for Continuing Education, Judith Holden.
Well done.
Sharon Elizabeth Laffan.
Many congratulations.
Hemlata Mungur.
Congratulations.
Vivienne Therese Parker.
Many congratulations.
Maladayamutu Rungapadiachi.
Well done.
Frances Ellen Sheldon. Michael Vincent Wafer.
Mr. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Bachelor of Dental Surgery with honours, Wendy Ann Crompton.
Congratulations.
Margaret Mvanwe Evans.
Congratulations.
And for the degree of Bachelor of Dental Surgery, Susan Ruth Adair.
Susan. Congratulations, Susan Ruth.
Samira Catherine Al-Salehi.
Well done.
Anisha Amin.
Congratulations.
Sarah Elizabeth Austin.
Congratulations, Sarah.
Yagmohan Singh Badwal.
Well done.
Harjinder Singh Basra.
Congratulations.
Robin Bhattacharya.
Well done.
Deborah Lewis Kale.
Congratulations.
Satish Chapiti. Angela Hazel Christie.
Well done.
Nilesh Arunkant Doshi.
Well done.
Diljit Harar.
Congratulations.
Alexandra Gaynor Horn.
Congratulations.
James Hudson.
Well done, James.
Melanie Dawn Hunt.
Well done. Congratulations.
Milan Laxmidis Kakria.
Congratulations.
Zafar Alam Khan.
Well done.
Helen Katib.
Congratulations.
Yong Min Lee.
Well done.
Stephen Lomas.
Many congratulations.
Satnam Singh Louis.
Well done.
Angela Lowe.
Angela, congratulations.
Roop Kanwal Korman.
Congratulations.
Kishore Kumar Mehe.
Many congratulations.
Claire Lisa Moss.
Well done, Claire Lisa.
Rajesh Kumar Nahar.
Well done.
Ashila Narang.
Congratulations.
Michael Patrick O'Reilly.
Well done, Michael Patrick.
Sanjeev Patel.
Well done, Sanjay.
Daniel James Pattison.
Congratulations, Daniel.
Gareth Michael Pritchard.
Well done.
Sanjeev Ramraka.
A happy man. Congratulations.
Minesh Shah.
Congratulations.
Nikhil Mahendra Shah.
Congratulations.
Jiva Malar Stritharan.
Well done.
Louise Sarah Talisman.
Well done, Louise Sarah.
Chung Ming Tan.
Well done.
Andy Ten.
Congratulations, Andy.
Huiling Tsoi.
Well done.
Amer Navid Ullah.
Well done.
Mohammed Shafi Umar.
Congratulations.
Jane Victoria Wallace.
Well done. Congratulations.
Karen Georgina Whitaker.
Hello. Well done.
Mr. Pro Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you, for the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Physiotherapy, Andrea Catherine Charlton.
Andrea, well done.
Andrew William Lang.
Congratulations, Andrew William.
Gaynor Lorraine Arnold.
Congratulations.
Ruth Helen Boonham.
Well done.
Linda Jane Cargill. Sophie Virginia Cannon. Alison Rachel Chattel.
Congratulations.
Victoria Alice Cobb.
Victoria Alice, well done.
Stephanie Marion Crossland.
Many congratulations.
Simon Curran.
Well done, Simon.
Sarah Elizabeth Cutter.
Congratulations.
Mark Davis.
Well done, Mark.
Jennifer Louise De Vries.
Hello, well done.
Daniel James Donachie.
Congratulations, Daniel.
Stuart John Drew.
Stuart John, well done.
Alison Elliott.
Well done, Alison.
Heather Mary Fannin.
Congratulations, Heather Mary.
Claire Elaine Fellows.
Congratulations.
Louisa Mary Haswell.
Congratulations.
Susan Lorraine Hurd.
And Susan.
Claire Louise Inglis.
Congratulations.
Simone Patricia Isaacs.
Congratulations.
Vivian Tracy John.
Well done.
Junisha Bete Jamala.
Well done.
Claire Louise Maria Lasanto.
Congratulations.
Suet Ching Lau.
Congratulations.
Anna Marie Martin. Stuart John Pavley.
Well done, Stuart John.
Joanne Puddy.
Congratulations, Joanne.
Pamela Mary Reagan.
Well done, Pamela Mary.
Leslie Margaret Roby.
Congratulations.
Simon Sharp.
Well done, Simon.
Rhiannon Jane Thomas.
Well done.
Jonathan Adrian Trevina.
Congratulations.
Ruth Michelle Walter.
Ruth Michelle. Congratulations.
Samantha Claire Warner.
Well done, Samantha Clare.
Richard Thomas Webber.
Congratulations.
Pamela Sok Hwa Wong.
Congratulations.
Catherine Ashton.
Well done, Catherine.
Stuart James Baptist.
Congratulations.
Helen Catherine Barber.
Helen Catherine. Well done.
Douglas David Baston.
Congratulations.
Michelle Brett.
Michelle, congratulations.
Yvonne Frances Carter.
Well done.
Michelle Louise Clark.
Michelle Louise, well done.
Hilary Ann Clark.
Congratulations.
Elizabeth Jane Cornwell.
Congratulations, Elizabeth Jane.
Susanna Lucy Dorr.
Well done.
Suzanne Deacon.
Congratulations, Suzanne.
Claire Jane Eastland.
Well done.
Emma Fisher.
Congratulations.
Catherine Louise Gibbons.
Well done.
Francesca Catherine Hines.
Congratulations.
Isabel Jane Ingram.
Well done. Well done.
Jennifer Claire Jones.
Jennifer Clare. Well done.
Shireen Naomi Kempster.
Congratulations.
Gillian Kerry.
Congratulations, Julian.
Elizabeth Rebecca Curtin.
Well done, Elizabeth. Rebecca.
Kirsty Louise Luck.
Well done.
Patrick Pascal Moran.
Well done.
Helena Teresa Neymark.
Congratulations.
Louise Owen.
Well done.
Louisa Juliette Payne.
Congratulations.
Anna Marie Pearson.
Anna Marie, well done.
Catherine Ann Petts.
Congratulations, Catherine Ann.
Joanne Porter.
Well done, Jan.
Bronya Frances Savin.
Congratulations.
Simon David Snape.
Simon David, well done.
Caroline Jane Tayton.
Caroline James, congratulations.
Rebecca Jane Unsworth.
Congratulations.
Catherine Ann Walton.
Catherine Ann, well done.
Rosemary Claire Watkinson.
Rosemary Clare, congratulations.
Catherine Alison Mary White.
Well done.
Nicolette Joanne White.
Well done.
Salva sit universitas nostra Mancunensis, hoc precantes consagamos.
So now you're leaving the university and going out into the world. All of us in the university wish you the very best of luck. We're sure that you'll do really well. When you graduate, as you've just done, you automatically join a body of graduates called Convocation. Through Convocation and through the programme of events organised by the alumni officer, you'll be able to keep in touch with us and, we hope, share with us news of your progress. From time to time, the university publishes Manchester Graduate, which will tell you what's happening within the university, what's new, what's going on, how we're changing, how we're keeping up with the times, and how some of your contemporaries are faring. Now more than ever, one of the most important parts of the university consists of its graduates, taking forward the name of the university along with their own achievements in every country of the world. Do keep in touch with your colleagues and your teachers, with your hall or with your department. We value that link, and we hope you will too. And now the world awaits you. We wish you every success and happiness in the years ahead.